to DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. Please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up. Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. So today, going into the summary of the AMA hosted by none other than good old CK from Crypto Kingz, Kendall from Crypto Kingz. So he covered the AMA now for me about 12 hours ago. I was asleep, woke up, listened to it, and read some notes on it. So that's what I'm covering here. But for you all that are, the TLDR, we don't have a launch date yet. We can expect one maybe by the end of next week or the middle of the following week. But I'm gonna let you listen to a clip. So if you got 5 minutes, you can listen to a clip here directly from Forex, referencing kind of how things are gonna roll out. And then if you stick around, I'll highlight and go over the rest of it, so you don't have to listen to the whole 1.5 hour AMA. So let's just play this clip first.
So I want to know the potential, I don't know if you're willing to say this, but the order of when all the utilities will be rolled out, for example, Animal Farm, and then what will be after that, etc., if that's something you're willing to share?
Yeah, sure. So, Animal Farm, Pig Pen Game, Dogs Roulette, a drip UI, a new drip product for the reservoir and for the faucet will be launching at the same time. Scratchy pre-sale, Scratchy launch, and potentially in between that, we could have 1 or 2 third-party raises in the DAO. The Scratchy pre-sale will take place in the DAO, and most likely we'll have overlap in the sense that the Animal Farm will go live first, the Pig Pen Game will go live next, and most likely the Dogs Roulette game and the drip new products will be overlapping because I want to get the drip stuff out ASAP, but I don't want to push everything at the same time. So that's the basic order of how everything's going to be pushed. Scratchy will be in a couple months. Animal Farm. So Animal Farm, we're going to be wrapping up the final bits of the UI that we need to get done this week. We're then going to start a marketing campaign while we're doing audits. And audits won't take long, but we want to get third-party audits. So we're going to have about a month and a half long marketing campaign for Animal Farm. So what that means is in the next week and a half, something like that, we're going to set a launch date for Animal Farm, which will be about 1 month from then. And then we're going to have a very, very strong and concentrated marketing campaign to market the launch of Animal Farm, to build up excitement and to build up, a lot of people to get their capital ready and all of that. And then Animal Farm goes live. A couple weeks after that, Hacker Game goes live. After Hacker Game goes live, we'll most likely have a launch date for the drip UI and the drip products. Dogs Roulette Game will come out shortly after that, a couple weeks after that. And by that time, we should have a Scratchy launch date as well. Scratchy is built. Scratchy is 100% built. Everything needs to have its own time because our marketing is, structured and everything needs to have its own, promotion. So that's the basic outline of how things are going to go. And the one thing we're waiting for to have dates on everything essentially is Animal Farm, because all of the products are built except for some of the UI work with Animal Farm, and that's like I spoke about this earlier on why we had some delays in Animal Farm and why and how we address those by essentially cutting out the dead weight and the people that just weren't delivering and replacing them with people that I've worked with for a long time that are self-motivated and know exactly what they need to do. And it's just, we're cranking it out right now. So in the first half of, let's just say in the next week or two, there will be a date for Animal Farm, 100%. And that means everything is built, everything is complete. The documentation, all the new documentation for Animal Farm will be live on or published on Monday. But yeah, I would, most likely by the end of this week, we will have a launch date for Animal Farm. So we're just days away. It's very exciting. Very
Awesome.
exciting.
For us, I think everything that's coming, I think most people are so excited for all the innovation that's about to go down. The next few months, I think you're definitely going to agree that.
All right, so that was basically all you guys that are waiting around on the sidelines looking for the dates. That's all you probably are interested in. So we don't have a date as of yet, but moving forward closer towards one. So for those of you sticking around, we're going to cover the AMA notes. Also, if you want to look at these notes, you can jump in my Discord. I believe it's someone from Ray from Bartertown's team that makes this. This is just a public Google Doc that she I believe it's female, adds to the AMAs each time. So lots of very detailed notes, great information. So I'm not going to go over all this in detail because that's something, again, part of the DYOR, right? So you guys can actually read this. So, but I'll cover some of the other stuff that was covered in the AMA using this document so that it's kind of more streamlined and goes in order. So basically, we'll start down here. Come Monday, we should have a light paper for the Animal Farm. So, you know, we currently have the larger Animal Farm, but there's going to be a newer version. He wants to make it more streamlined and easier for people to read and digest. So it'll be 3 to 5 pages. And that should be Monday. And then, like you said, the launch date for it should be about a week to 2 weeks. That it will be announced at that time. So I don't know if he'll do it on an AMA or if it'll just be in a Telegram post, his Forex Shark calls. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he'll let everybody know, and we'll have plenty of time in advance for that. There was a reason for the delays. Let me scroll up and find that. He mentioned one of his team members. Where are they? I don't know exactly where it is, but anyway, one of his team members basically was supposed to have something finished, and they didn't finish it, and it kept getting pushed back, and they weren't quote unquote motivated to complete it, and him and the rest of the team had to kind of like get on this person to get the stuff executed, and he didn't want to fire this person because it would be more work and pushing things back even further. But finally he got the documentation so that he could hand the rest of it off to the existing team, and I guess he did in the end get rid of this person. So I totally understand that. Definitely having people, Tony Robbins has a great quote in the Business Mastery course. It's like businesses fail to succeed not because of who they fail to hire, but who they fail to fire. And man, you can have people on your team that will cripple a business for sure. And it can be one out of like 100, and that can just slow things down, especially if you don't get rid of them. It is insane. All right, it's great. He talked a lot about Scratchies. There was some clarity on how the native asset or how things will be purchased back. So basically, the Scratchy ticket model, if it's hosted or white label service on somebody else's website, for example, he mentioned like Pigeon token or Penguin coin or something like that. I think it was Penguin coin. The 15% that they get would go back to buying the Pigeon token. Penguin, it was Penguin in that case. So it doesn't mean every single white labeled Scratchy automatically goes back to Drip or Dogs or Pigs, and I believe that's how a few of us in the space thought it was. It's whatever platform they are on goes back to buying the native asset. So if it's on Drip, it will buy Drip. If it's on Animal Farm, it'll buy Dogs or Pigs. Then the teams that platform they're on will be able to decide what they do with that 15%. Do they give it as a part of an incentive or something like that? Additionally, he said it's going to add more of a visibility, bringing eyes towards Drip and Animal Farm, because people are going to want to participate in the larger pools for the jackpot. So say again, this Penguin token kicks off, a month or two after us, and it has $5 million, but the Drip liquidity jackpot has $50 million. He says that will be a way for people to want to instead buy the NFT, buy the scratch ticket and jackpot off of our platform, because they're going to be able to somehow use this as a funnel, so to speak, so that people are aware of all of the different hosting platforms, I guess. So in the long run, it's definitely going to be bullish. I did a video on this. You guys are already familiar with that. But there's a lot of potential for this as it gets more readily and massively adopted. Then he talked more about the Chainlink partnership. So they have another discussion this week. And and I guess they were really blown away by what they're doing. So he's doing some innovative stuff in the space, not just using their Oracle service, but also how it calls the function so that it can update the data. So this is some very interesting stuff that he's doing, innovative with Chainlink, and he's negotiating the terms, I think later on this week or next week, regarding how they will co-promote or market Scratchy once that's done. He mentioned a little bit about the decay for the scratch off tickets. So there's like a theta decay, just like you see in the the Piggy Bank, and like you see in the garden. So the NFT will decay at a predetermined rate based on whatever the multiplier was, so that it doesn't dilute the liquidity, the jackpot. Sorry, not liquidity pool. Because remember, as people are adding their staked Scratchy ticket, let's just say for simple purposes, it's $100 right now, and there's 10 tickets in there. Well, if 10 more people add, then now you're splitting $100 against 20 people, right? So to fix that, he added this innovative theta decay kind of thing. So that's just a quick explanation of that. He talked a little bit about timing and luck in the market, and maybe his thoughts on, how this is rolling out. And they could have done it earlier, but wanted to make sure they had everything kind of lined up and had stuff ready for what he believes will be the next bull run whenever that happens. So he thinks there could still be a little more downside, but it's not going to be as much. Obviously, it's like we dropped 50% from here with Bitcoin. It goes from 25 to 12.5, and that was the bottom that everybody called for. So 50% drop is, no big deal in regards to the 80% we've already lost. So he talked again about the marketing for the CMO and how they have some really aggressive campaigns and some of the biggest stuff that he's seen in crypto, period. And it will involve not only like YouTube ads and major YouTubers, but also like banner ads and other sort of stuff. So everything's going to kind of work together once a date is set. And then he can also do interviews with like crypto news channels. So if you remember the last post a little while back he had with BSC News. So if all this is working together, that is definitely more eyeballs on Drip, and that is where the juice is truly at. He talked about the Pigpen hacker game. I guess it's going to be called Dogs of Fortune. Nothing new there. You can read the old announcements about that. This was really good. This came from Ray Bartertown, asked about the Scratchy Partnership. So basically, if you want to partner or get this on your own platform, or you have somebody that you think could benefit from it, they're going to need to have at least a sale of 10% per batch. So that's roughly about $30,000. So they're going to need to be able to raise or sell $30,000 worth of scratch off tickets. I didn't do the math on that. Kind of curious how many tickets that is if you had to have a audience that's, I think that's 120,000 people, if I do the math correctly in my head. Divided by 25, 1,200. That is way off, Shannon. $1,200, 1,200 people. So if you got an audience of 1,200 people that want to spend $25, then you can host your own NFT, Scratchy NFT. Let's see. And the last part that I played in the very beginning. So expect to wrap up the animal farm within the next week or two. This says week, but I remember him hearing him say a week or two. We should get the documents on Monday, and after everything is wrapped up, that is when we will get a launch date, and then 4 to 6 weeks of marketing for that. So if you bring out your little handy dandy calendar, we can look at this week and then sometime next week. So that's 2 weeks that everything will be finished up. Then he gives a launch date, and it'll run for 4 to 6 weeks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1st of September, 5, 6, then Forex Standard Time, 7, maybe 8. So first week in October, we should have the farms opened up for sure. So I know we've been saying that, but each of these AMAs gives us a little more insight, and there are hiccups that we don't know are happening behind the scenes, like the person on his team that wasn't performing as was required. So that is it for this. Again, if you want to read through all of this, I don't know what would be faster, reading through this or listening to the 1.5 hour AMA, but there's definitely some great insights in there. So take a look at that and see what you think. And for all of you in Drip and all that, expect some additional downside volatility. So we had a nice little rally but it's not going to hold until we have an actual launch date. So if you missed the 5s or 6s, you might get another opportunity. I don't think we'll drop that low in 2 weeks, but just keep an eye on the chart so that you can continue to dollar cost average in, or if you got a big bag sitting on the sidelines, not financial advice, of course, but bring the sledgehammer and jump in before the launch date. Because once there's a launch date, then there's no more reason for the sell pressure. You already saw this kind of pump we had when people expected that this would be an announcement in a launch date in this AMA, but imagine what it'll do when we actually have one. So that's it for this video, guys. 15 minutes. Until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.